What's up, everyone? Julia here.
And Trent.
And we've just come from seeing... What's the movie?
Shazam!
And, oh my god. So...
I didn't turn into a magic creature, a magic adult.
That's because you're already a magic adult.
Yeah. Anyway, we just came from Shazam. I personally loved this movie. Before we go any further, it is a non-spoiler review, so if you're worried about any spoilerific surprises, we won't include any. There will be some little references, but nothing that ruins any of the story. So, first of all, I really enjoyed this movie.
Yep.
I loved it.
I could tell.
Yeah. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I went through a range of emotions. The plot was really, really well done. Really linear. The movie stars Asher Angel as Billy Batson, Zachary Levi as the title, Shazam. Digimon Honsu, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, I'm sorry if it's not, as the wizard Shazam, also Mamaranga, as his comic name is, and Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddie Freeman.
Yes.
I love the plot, thought it was very linear. What did you think?
I loved it. That into its direct scenes, I can just follow it and enjoy a movie without going, why are we flashbacking? Why are we doing this? No, just continue with the story. It continues. It's really nice. It flows brilliantly. The character development and the interrelationship development as well between the two main characters of Billy and Freddie is amazing.
Yeah, they had a really good rapport.
Really good rapport.
And with that linear plot, it set up for a lot of things down the line. There was no flashbacks. It just progressed forward and it moved forward. It didn't feel like it really dragged at all.
No.
And the way it was structured, it was very much a juxtaposed comparison between the villain, Thaddeus Savannah, and Billy Batson. And can I just say, Mark Strong as Savannah was... I liked it. He was excellent.
I loved it. It was brilliant.
He was good.
Having no real background of that villain in particular, I think he played it very well. There are some very, oh my god, I can't believe he did that moments, and I loved that because I think it developed his character more into that evil.
He was evil.
He was,
and there were very evil moments.
They were proper evil moments.
And that's what I was worried about with this new 52 version that they've gone with. But there are still classic elements. Like he just says the name Shazam and he transforms, which is not evident in the new 52. He has to believe it. That's not there. It's still, there's classic amalgamation between the Golden Age and Silver Age, Captain Marvel / Shazam, and the new 52 Rebirth era. And we'll get some more on that later. Mark Strong, he was vile. He was villainous. The trailers did not give any of that tone.
No tone. No nothing. The office scene, when you see it, that was brilliant. Character development right there, and just background for the background for the character and everything, and you're just in there going, oh my god, I can't believe he just did that.
Yes, this was a very well fleshed out villain. His motives were strong, even though they were kind of silly and childish. That's kind of the point.
That was the point.
I liked it.
I absolutely loved it.
So this Mark Strong has gravitas. He has presence on screen.
Oh, definitely.
Where this, excuse me, I'm still exhausted. Where this translated really well. There were some kind of really campy scenes with him where he's doing those really static poses, and the flight scenes, which I wasn't a big fan of the flight scenes in this. The CGI was a bit hit and miss, but he really delivered his lines, and he was developed, which is something that we have really struggled to see in both the DC universe and the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
This was probably one of the better villains, not on par with someone like Loki or something like that, but there's still ability for him to develop further.
DC's version of Loki, though?
Possibly.
This is how good he played it.
I liked him a lot, and I was very worried because the new 52 version of Savannah is really boring and dull, because they are still fleshing out the character in the comics. And you'll get to that point within this movie where if you are a comic book reader and you are familiar with the original Captain Marvel and the new 52 for Shazam, you will start to realize that they have based a lot of it on the new 52, and you will think this is not as strong as it could be because they don't know the direction that they need to go.
Fair enough.
They do take liberties, and the liberties work. Overall, it's a fantastic plot, fantastic story. There's a lot of heart.
Yes, a lot of heart.
Especially with a key moment in Billy's life. He's without a family. He's without love. He's jumping from foster home to foster home to foster home. Asher Angel really does a great job of showing that, how he's searching and thriving for his lost parents.
Yeah.
And we get a really pivotal scene that
Which
just
is
is heart-wrenching and has a great payoff. And that's as far as I'll go without saying what happens. But I actually did have tears in my eyes several times throughout this movie.
Several times I had, and that scene for me was a massive tearjerker for me. And to have it climax with him, which is seen in the trailers, so it's not a spoiler, him jumping off the roof of the Shazam.
Yes. Powerful.
Perfect.
There was a lot of power.
Great.
Yes. Now, with the segue from that jumping off the roof and transforming, the transformation scenes were done quite clever. They didn't waste the budget on having the lightning come down to him all the time. He'd yell off screen and the flash of light happened, and then he'd transform into Zachary Levi.
Very, very clever.
Yes, and Zachary Levi was a standout. Comedic timing, some really great stronger moments. I really enjoyed him as Shazam.
I had moments where I wasn't enjoying him as much, but that's mainly because of the humour that was used throughout this. It's very slapstick, lowest common denominator.
It's campy.
It's campy.
It is campy.
I do enjoy some campy moments, especially in superhero movies. I don't enjoy all of it being campy, and the campiness was starting to get to me at one point. But then you realise it's a 14-year-old boy. Of course, it's going to be campy.
Yes, in an adult's body, and that's what they did balance it quite well, because Freddie Freeman was starting to get under my skin a little bit, and just as he was starting to niggle at you, they did something to change it so it didn't tip over the edge.
Yes,
and that was the same with Zach.
Something happened to Billy, and you're just like, damn, now Billy's getting on my nerves too. And it was that really good tit for tat. Aspect.
Yes, I did feel like they went a little bit too long with him exploring his kind of childish naivety with the powers. But it was fun. It was bright. It was vibrant. The tonal changes. There was good. There was good fun moments, and there was really dark and gruesome moments, which was excellent. It felt like it captured the magic and whimsy of the original Captain Marvel comics.
It had magic to it.
Yes.
That's what I think this has. It actually had proper magic,
especially in the third act, and that's where it all starts to come together, and you get a really great payoff with a fantastic final fight scene with some very humorous moments but some very serious moments. The only flaws for me was the CGI.
The CGI started to get me towards that end fight scene.
There was very contorted flight scenes, and
you'd think after getting Superman so well done, DC would learn how to do a good flight scene.
Yes, but this is an issue that Black Panther had as well.
Yes,
terrible
agreed.
fight scene at the end of Black Panther. They just relied too much on CGI, and it just kind of was quite glaringly obvious.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't the villains that were glaringly obvious
to
me. It was the heroes.
Yes, it was the heroes.
Yeah, the heroes were that glarious, obvious point of that is clearly a CGI person.
Yes, and it was just the way they were done.
Moving
But overall, it was fantastic. Some really great set pieces, some really defining character moments, a lot of references. We got flashbacks and nods to the comics. We got talkie-tawny references like the toys. He's on his backpack. He doesn't actually appear, but it's not a spoiler. But there's a lot of comic references, and I think fans of the original Captain Marvel / Shazam will enjoy it, even if they aren't a fan of the New 52, because it does capture that essence. Even though they're not two separate personalities, it captures that essence. And Digimon Hunso, in the limited time that he had as the wizard, was a scene stealer.
Yes.
Powerful presence on screen and great robes, very royal robes. The costuming was fantastic in this.
Oh, yes, absolutely amazing costuming. Details everywhere, puffy paint everywhere. So much fun as a cosplayer. The one thing that gets me though, Zachary Levi, however you pronounce your name, prove to me that isn't a muscle suit.
It's not. It's a muscle suit. He lifts his shoulders and the whole thing comes up with him.
Yeah, it kind of like
his breastplates come up. Yeah, he does have muscle, but yeah,
he does have muscle. It's a very nice butt, but
a very nice padded butt.
Very nice padded butt, but no, the shoulders started to irk me at one point.
Yeah. Overall, for me,
overall,
I loved this movie. I would easily give it an 8.
Ooh,
a very strong 8.
Strong 8.
I actually enjoyed it more than Aquaman. Yeah, I liked it more. I liked it more than Aquaman.
I actually enjoyed it a lot more than Aquaman.
This is my top DCEU movie so far.
Yep, I completely agree with that. I would solidly give it an 8.5 myself.
Yep, and I want to see more. There are 2 post-credit scenes, which I'll make another video of explaining. So check that out if you do want some spoilerific action.
How did you find the music in this?
Really good. Great orchestral soundtrack mixed with some really great classic rock.
Yes.
Queen.
When
Warrant.
Queen came on, that was great.
Yep, Queen, Warrant. There was also the Ramones. I loved it. It was a great soundtrack. And the soundtrack, it kind of took, when I heard it several times, it took elements of Star Wars. It took elements of various other. It had Harry Potter. It had that magical feel to it. And I liked it a lot.
That's in crucial moments, either when it was him finding out his powers or something that involved magic. It had that. Yes, Star Warsy, and you're like, yes.
It was whimsical.
It was, yes, very whimsical. I did love the subtle touches of rock and punk throughout there as well.
Yeah.
It was really good. I really did like the soundtrack to this.
It was really good. So yeah, an 8 out of 10 for me.
8.5 for me.
Oh, 8.5. Ooh, someone's getting a bit generous.
Even with no topless Jason Momoa, it's still getting an 8.5.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on the movie and the review in the comments below. Is there anything that you disagree with or agree with, or that you want to voice your own opinion? We're happy to hear it.
Did we miss out anything in a spoiler-free way?
Yes. Anyway, I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, share it around, tell your friends, follow our handles at Fortress Nerds, and as always,
You're watching
The Fortress.